Hello, BookTube, and welcome back to the Library Tour of Doom. This is a library tour being conducted by Lord Ganesh and myself of every book in creation. Or so it seems. Every book in my library on the shelves, every book that ever has been on my shelves, and all the ebooks on my various reading devices. So it will take some time. But in these last couple of days, we've been doing murder mysteries. In observance of March Mystery Madness, big BookTube event in which a whole bunch of booktubers are celebrating the murder genre. All throughout the month. And March Mystery Madness is winding down, so I thought I'd do a bunch of murder mysteries for the Library Tour of Doom. And today we're going back to 2003. This is the Murder Room by P.D. James in a lovely Faber and Faber UK trade paperback. I really love P.D. James's murder mysteries. These are all Adam Dalgliesh murder mysteries. I really, really love them. And I have sort of determined that I want them in these larger size UK trade paperbacks. I have pretty much all of P.D. James in EPUB, in ebook format, but I also want a whole shelf. I dream of a whole shelf of these UK trade paperbacks of all of her murder mysteries. And I only have two. I have The Murder Room and The Lighthouse. I don't have any others in this format. And I really want them. The ones that have these lovely understated off-color photographic covers. I want them all. But anyway, this murder mystery takes place in a fictional, quaint little museum on the border of Hampstead Heath. And that museum, the Dupain Museum, has a room devoted to a celebrated murder. It is colloquially known to the staff as the Murder Room. And a dead body turns up there. Naturally, a dead body turns up there. And when Dalgliesh and his team go in to start investigating, they realize that, as is usually the case with P.D. James, this is a great workplace mystery author. No matter what the workplace is, this is a great she is great at capturing workplaces, whether it's a publishing house or a hospital or, in this case, museum. Dalgliesh and his team realize right away that not only is everybody connected with the Dupain Museum creepy in one way or another, but that they are all potential suspects. And that is terrific. It's all very basic. It's been done a million times before, but this author has two things going for her apart from just her normal eloquence. She is a mid-20th one of a cadre of mid-20th century women writers who are just beautifully elegant crafters of prose. Just they write wonderful books, no matter what the books are. Whether the books are about cooking or about murder mysteries or whether or not the well-crafted sentences are the well-crafted English language sentences of someone else's work translated into English, whatever it is. Or whether they're slim and beautiful novels, like Barbara Pinn or Muriel Spark or Margaret Millar. Even the list is long. And in addition to that just wonderful clarity, that wonderful ease of reading, P.D. James has two strengths. One is what I mentioned, that she's really good at the dynamics of a workplace. And the workplace changes from murder mystery to murder mystery, but one workplace stays the same, and that's Dalglish's own workplace. The police squad, the idea of it, the intangible lines of authority and whatnot. That's all wonderfully done and consistently done throughout every book. And the other huge strength this author has is atmosphere, I guess, is what we could say, although not in this case describing what it's like for a low-lying fog on Hampstead Heath, but rather atmosphere in terms of characters. She populates her books with three-dimensional people. And in order to do that, you have to give them a little time. You have to give each one of these characters a little time, even the victim, the initial victim, any victim. And it's a thing that I've heard some people, some heretics, complain about, that she really writes too much in her books. I heard one person say that about 40 years ago. I never forgot it. It's not true at all. Not at all. Instead, what she's doing is building a whole world in each book. And one of the main reasons for that, apart from the fact that I believe it amused her, I'm pretty sure that that's still just the way she wanted to write these things. Again, I think she was probably writing books that she herself would want to read. But one of the great side effects of doing that is that the murders feel real. I mean, when you find a dead body at the beginning of the murder room, you know more murders are coming. But they're not going to be anonymous. You're not going to have the ease of that. They're going to be someone that, whether you like them or not, you know them fairly well. And that is fascinating. I just love that. And so that is your book for today. It's The Murder Room by P.D. James. And I love it. I love it, especially in this format. I've read this a couple of times, and it's showing the signs. It's cracking, and I love that. I love the mechanics of these UK trade paperbacks. I think they have such a better mechanic than their equivalent in the US that I want a whole shelf of P.D. James. This is an author that I would have in not only ebook but printed books, and that's what I want. I want a whole shelf of this author, but finding them secondhand here in America is not always easy. I've found 2 so far. I grab them when I see them. I could, I suppose, go online and get them, or you could go to your Oxfam shop, where I'm sure these things are chock-a-block, get all of them for me, and send them to me. Couldn't you? anyway, whether you do or not, that is your book for today. It's another murder mystery. I think I'll do murder mysteries for the Library Tour of Doom to see out the month of March. Although, don't get used to that, because the Library Tour of Doom will not be predictable, except for events. Maybe not that much wrong with it being predictable for events. But one way or another, I'm going to wrap this up. We're going to make sure that the Library Tour of Doom does not add to the roster of 30-minute videos. Although with most of the books I show you, I could easily talk about them for 30 minutes. Easily. But we're not going to do that. This is freakish enough as it is. So I'm going to wrap this up. But I'll be back. Thank you, BookTube.